There we go. Good afternoon, traders. It is December 11th, 2023. Welcome, all open house attendees. It is a pleasure to have you here. Interesting session on Wall Street today. S&P futures up 18 and a quarter. NASDAQ futures up 149 and a half. TLT down 0.20. The 10 and the 2-year yield largely unchanged today, as yields had originally drifted higher amid Treasury coupon and bill sales. The dollar today, there's a little bit of unwinding here, and a rebound in the dollar against the yen as traders unwind some of their bets last week that the BOJ would move away from negative interest rates this month. Looks like we have a little bit of a Bank of Japan delay. Bitcoin continuing to pull in here. Solid bounce off the 40,000 handle here, 40,085 as expected. V bottom platform, two-wave corrective back to the 2-minute 200. We're still in very much a downtrend. This was the H we were talking about earlier, and the cascade effect. I still expect 39.5 to be tested in short order. Gold futures under 2,000 here. Let's see if gold manages to give us a shakeout into this power pivot at 1956.80. Crude futures 71.40. Beautiful bounce. We had a perfect bottom call here last week in crude at 69.28 or thereabouts. So good stuff there. We can see here as far as S&P sector leadership, strong on the XLPs today. Consumer staples, utilities up 0.65%. XLV, healthcare up 0.66%. You see the materials also behaving today up 0.71%. Lagging was the XBI, which has been heavy for a couple of sessions. That's your biotech. And you can see your XLK, also leading today along with industrials. So, what can you say about today's rally? Well, if you can call it that, about today's movement, I guess is more accurate. So, we started the session, we had profiled our point of control here, and we said, as long as the market stays over 46.03, and can maybe rally past 46.09, your prior value area high, this purple line here, there's a good chance we put in a higher pivot low, have a little price acceptance, and move to 46.18, which was my target on the day. And what happened was we got through 46.18, and 46.18 after the breakout became support into the close right there, and we got one push higher. So nice strong close there. I guess it's too generous to call it a rally. Triple Qs, pretty decent action today. Again, the key moment in the Qs was 10:30, higher pivot low, and then the break of 394. We had a bit of a two-wave corrective shakeout there, and then a very nice steady stream higher into the 395.60 handle, which was great. IWM. The IWM has been hit with a tranquilizer dart at distance, and it's currently napping. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just kind of a dull inside day at the upper end of the range. It's definitely slowing down momentum here. We'll see what happens post CPI. The diamonds showing some strength today, approaching all-time highs, and well over in one of the ES futures. But I'll just look at the the SPY ETF as well here. Your spiders took out prior session highs here through 462 and finished strong, candle over candle near session highs as we brace for impact into the CPI reading at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So let's take a look at some key data from today. U.S. session Senate is on track to pass annual defense authorization bill as soon as Wednesday, December 13th. There's a better than even chance that Congress will leave town without approving critical new Ukraine and Israel aid. We had our Treasury auction today. Our 10-year note reopening draws 3 spot 296 versus a 4 spot 610. We saw the market looking like it was going to come in, and then a very sharp pivot by the bulls at 1 p.m. Right here, right after the print. This is that big line, and as soon as they rejected 461.40, the market just flew higher into the close. We had no other major data today. We had some important comments. U.S. inflation expected to be steady in coming months, according to Goldman Sachs. NVIDIA emerges as leading investor in AI companies from Financial Times. We also had news from the White House cabinet, the Biden cabinet, Raimondo, working with NVIDIA in China to allow AI chip sales to China. NVIDIA with a minor pop there. I played the news for a little bit right into that anchor, and then it kind of faded back before attempting to rally again. Commerce Secretary Raimondo expects to make 10 to 12 semiconductor chips funding awards within the next year, including multi-billion-dollar announcements. Russia bans durum wheat export until May 31st, 2024. Israel warns Hezbollah to pull back forces to avert war, from the Wall Street Journal. White House, U.S. concerned about reports white phosphorus used by Israel. That's terrible. New York Fed, I don't believe that. New York Fed November year ahead expected rent lowest since January 2021. That is wild. Expected rent lowest. Interesting. I don't believe that either. Etsy is now a cesspool for counterfeit software. Microsoft and Adobe be on notice. eBay does not have this problem, just can't trust a platform. This is just a snapshot of a larger problem. This was from Citron, famous, infamous perhaps for their bear calls. House panel subpoenas Vanguard Group, Arjuna, and ESG probe from CNBC. Uber enters the S&P 500 next Monday, 12/17, so indexers will buy it. That was the reason for us being in Lyft today. We estimate indexers will buy 19% of Uber float, a 30 BP position from Gary Black tweet. Lilly, half of its weight, LLY, half of its weight lost in Zepbound, regained after a year. I guess that was a negative headline for Lilly. I did not see that headline earlier. Regulators caught Wells Fargo, other banks, and probe over mortgage pricing discrimination. Short sellers lost $80 billion in November. Oh man, shorts. What happened to the whole lot is Paramount comments by Favor on CNBC. No offers have been made as of yet. Conversations on sale of national amusement stake. Bosch seeks to cut up to 1,500 jobs in powertrain unit. In unusual activity today, Groupon, the December 12 calls, activity honored by the offer expiring December 15th. PayPal, the January 75 calls, activity honored by the offer expiring January 19th. Penn, the December 2550 calls, expiring December 15th. And KDP, the December 33rd calls, activity honored by the offer expiring December 15th. On the put side today, in unusual options activity, we saw Amazon, the December 140 puts, CCL, the January 1750s, and MAXN, that's Mike Alpha X for November, the January 2026 150 puts. That is the long and short of it. It was not a particularly easy session, in my opinion. You really had to focus on relative strength to stay out of the outside of the chop today, and I think we did a relatively good job of that personally. I started my day with my first and only loser. It was Tesla. So on the Tesla trade, I was watching these anchors here at 240.89, and I on this pullback here at I think was it 950. Bought the buy setup off the shakeout bar, and I was looking for this to happen. The pullback into the pivot, and the move to the declining tops line. We're still pretty much in a bullish context here, so it was worth a shot. I had an initial small tier position looking to add to the winner for the move into the close. So it wasn't. It's not never awesome to take a loser, but I held my stop properly through day lows here. So what was it? I think 241. What was our entry? 242.10, and my stop was 240, about 240.50. So about $1.50 stop there. We had a $5 to $6 target, so it's all good. Our swings did really well today. We were looking at PDD on the daily buy setup. I had that from the weekend in my swing account through 139.29, break of yesterday's high. Still in it to win it. On PDD again, we are playing this higher breakout here through 147, right? So the way this looks to me is following. So here's our long position. I'm looking for 147.65, so that's 2.5 reward to risk there, and then I'm going to look for the move into 156 potentially for a 5-1. So that's what that PDD looks like. A lot of you guys took this one and just took profits intraday, first pullback or into the tops line, which is great. Congratulations. It was a nice day trade as well. So that was PDD. W day entered today, still in it. On the weekly, I have a quarter size initial opening tier. Right, we were looking for PDD through 274.02, I think. Let's see, 274.85. So that was our buy stop on that one. The trade is working. My stop on the weekly is underneath. As I mentioned, 263. Our target is 300. Okay, first target 300, and then we'll see what happens. So that's workday. The trade's active. Haven't done anything with it other than enter the first quarter tier. I will add on pullbacks once the breakout is confirmed. We also had a scalp and snow today, which was great. So entered skull. This was a 15-minute entry right here. Right, once we broke the base right there through 191.28. I think I entered it a little late at 191.70, I think, or 192. Sold the 195s right here. So nice scalp. It went a little higher, but it hit my target, so all good. Great trade on snow today as well. Then we took AMD. I talked about AMD all weekend. I had my AMD cap on. I got the face tattoo. All the things happened for AMD, and somehow I managed to forget to enter my buy stop here at 130.75. Regardless, we came in and took it on the 2-minute right here through 131.97, and took some off right there into 133.88. We really managed the first leg of this trade exceptionally well, knowing the 133.80s were full of sellers, and then bought back, added to the trade. So I think we took 3/4 off here, added full tier here, and then sold right into 135. And we pretty much called the top of AMD perfectly today. 135.04. We sold. I sold the 134.90s into the 135. So very pleased with that trade. And then finally, LYFT Lyft. We were watching this one on the strength of Uber. Lyft is a little bit of the laggard here. Uber also had a nice day. So Uber, it's just a bit overextended, whereas Lyft is not. So I wanted to be in the move, but in a better trade. So we took Lyft as a comp play off the weekly. We had a beautiful inside bar break. So just on the break of last week's weekly high, entered it through 13.27, and off to the races we went. I exited, I believe, a little here into 13.92, and then into day's close, I took some off at 14.10, 14.20, and 14.30. I have some left into the overnight. Post market, we're already printing 14.50, so we're looking good here into tomorrow. Or no, sorry, 14.40. My bad. But still, we're looking good into tomorrow there on Lyft. Let's see, what else did we trade today? We traded the pop on Nvidia on that Raimondo. That was right here at 466.93. We took the news play there into 469. That wasn't 460. It was 469.10, I believe. Let me take the pre-market out. 469.10. So that was a cute little pop there for a couple of bucks on Nvidia for a news play. And I think that's it, right? I don't think we traded anything else today. Bunch of you guys took the Amazon. A bunch of you guys took the Amazon reversal wedge when we called out the trade here for the two-wave corrective back to the anchor. This one was nice. Netflix had a beautiful move off the open. I did not trade this Amazon. I don't like the way it's been moving. But you had a nice opening drive into 470. So congratulations, Amazon longs. That was like an $8-9 move. I just don't like the way Netflix is been trading at all. And then Boeing showed some strength off the open. A little quirky here off the open, but overall I thought it was pretty decent as a move. Sorry, I got a ringing phone. I need to quiet down. Sorry about that, guys. Excuse me. Sorry for the disruption there. And then we have, what else did we trade today? I feel like I'm missing something. I got my platform closed already. Somebody asked, where would you stop you on the 15 minutes no entry? Thanks. It's from Higher High. Yeah, easy peasy, man. So check it out. Ready? So we want to race. We want to basically. The importance of this move, right, is so on snow. Just look at this chunk of price action, right? What do you see here, bud? Generally speaking, is it fair to say that we've been building a cause through a big giant ascending triangle here? I know there's some little shakeouts here and here, but is it fair to say that we've been compressing in an uptrend into the apex of an ascending triangle? Is it fair to say that? I think it's fair to say that. What I was looking for was this is one of my favorite patterns, right? You have basically you gap lower in the form of a shakeout into compression, right? And you take that out completely. So if this had failed, I wouldn't have let it go past 189.90. You see that? Right there. When these don't work, you pretty much know right away. Like we had that one in Meta also, right? So look at this Meta. This is a thing of beauty. Look at this right here. Try to contain your emotion, bro. So pop, so rally, base, rally, tight consolidation, gap lower, 15-minute piercing reversal, and away we went. I, of course, forgot to put my buy stop on this one again, but a lot of members of our room recognize the pattern because they're a bunch of bosses, right? So compression, shakeout bar, and away we go, right? So how are causes fulfilled in the price cycle, guys? Pop quiz. What are the two methods of or fulfilling a cause? Shakeouts and compression, right? When you have both, right? So accumulation, right? Phase D sign of strength, secondary sign of strength, phase B reaccumulation, shakeout. This one is powerful, right? What happens to all the shorts who are piling in at the open here when they break this declining tops line? Are they perhaps finding religion in all kinds of weird and uncomfortable ways? Yeah, right? As soon as it becomes clear that the uptrend is continuing, the shorts are toast. Bulls take over, two-wave corrective, rinse and repeat. So that is why I really liked the snow this morning. Same idea, right? This one's even more powerful. Ascending triangle, shakeout bar, shorts trapped, cause has been building, right? With compression, all these shorts are toast, uptrend resumes. So very, very similar. Great question there. Thank you for asking it. I can't remember who asked it. Somebody asked me, do I smell weed? What? All right. So I hope that answers your question. EL as in Estee Lauder? I don't know. I don't trade this name. My wife goes there. It's as much as I know about Estee Lauder. Whenever I see EL on my credit card statement, I know it's bad news, and I know my wife was there. This was, you're still in a very clear downtrend. There's a change in the angle of descent here after this retracement. Oh, there isn't actually. Never mind. So this is a major two-wave corrective on the daily, and there is no sign of the trend changing here. There's a bit of a double bottom at 120.71. Odds are that this name keeps going lower. It's very weak. So, yeah, those are my thoughts there. VR on EL. So that was good. And those were our trades. Let's see if we have any trade reviews from our members. Let's see who was intrepid enough to write during an open house. We have an Andrew email. I'd love to be on tonight's meeting, but I have to do lots of push-ups. Took 2.5 months, but Crazy Me finally showed up to trade, and he isn't very good at making trading decisions. I'm fine. My account is fine. Tomorrow's another day. You got this, man. I love you, Andrew. You're going to be fine. It's okay to have big green days. It's okay to have small green days. It's okay to have small red days. It is not okay to have big red days. That is how we stay alive in the markets. And what you said is the most important. I'm fine. My account is fine. Tomorrow is another day. That is what looking like a trader looks like. Okay? So, uh, thinking like a trader is a process, and you are getting there, my friend. Stay with it, Andrew. I love you, bro. You have this under control. I have no other trade reviews for today. Um, any names you guys want to talk about into tomorrow? Thoughts on CBP Long? Campbell Soup. I don't really love what the defensive names are currently doing. CBP's in a range, and it's not really showing a lot of, the XLP. CBP's kind of trading like the XLP, so I'm not really loving it. Palantir. So, here's what I'm seeing in Palantir. The bulls are trying to sustain a bull channel. An uptrend into 23.15. I think we see the bottom of the channel there around 16 before we see the top of channel and this pivot. So, on the daily, you're in a bit of an uptrend. On the hourly, if you want to take this for a short to 1590 or so, it's probably viable. Rivian Long, I don't love the Rivian Long. Don Wilson, are you looking for a swing trade or a day trade on Rivian? Oh, that's right. They lose $400,000 a truck. Can you imagine being the guy, giving them away, and they leave the assembly line? Well, we just lost another $500,000. Might as well just burn a suitcase full of cash from a Miami Vice episode. So Don Wilson likes Rivian for a swing long. Okay. I mean, so here's what I'm seeing, Don, and you can take that for what it's worth. So this was your prior accumulation. Your markup, your retracement was way too deep, and now you're putting in another W bottom. If the pullback holds 1693, then it's potentially a viable long. Here's your upper anchor and your lower anchor, and you see you're under both, right? So until this anchor breaks and this pivot holds, that is a no-go for me. Okay, you're into a declining tops line here. Okay, and you have both the pivot low and pivot high anchors underneath you. Now, when these pinch, for a lot of traders, this is a strategy, right? What happens to shorts when you've got upper and lower VWAP bands pinching and you break and hold? What happens to the shorts here? The people who faded this move. Oftentimes. Not a trick question. They get a hug. Yeah, they have to buy. JWN, lots of call flow. What's your take on the chart? So, retail is hot. It's partly a seasonality thing, partly a holy moly, I can't believe someone's actually buying Macy's thing. I mean, you're still this is a broken chart. So, I don't know. That's right down Wilson Squeeze. I don't like this chart. Not sure. People you have maybe some longs placing lotto bets, some shorts hedging their shorts with calls after Macy's. I don't know. This does not look like an awesome entry. Now I know one of you guys is going to do this and say, "Well, JR, isn't it a curling wedge into a double bottom?" Yes, it is. This setup works well when you're in a bullish context, right? In an uptrend. This thing's in a downtrend. You see the difference? So, within the context structure and roadmap, this is the kind of trade that personally I like to avoid. Now, is there a chance you get a 10-15% pop here, maybe to $23? Sure, there is. But there's also a chance this thing falls apart like a cheap suit. So, not for me. No, thank you. Ulta, have this since ER expiring next week. Removed most next day of earnings report. Do you see it? Go to $4.97 on Ulta Beauty. You bought it before earnings? Wow, congratulations. Nice move, bro. Yeah, potentially. You're setting a shakeout hammer here off the 5. So yeah, this could definitely work. Sorry guys, I have to mute my phone. I apologize for that. Okay, so Ulta, yeah, it could definitely go. Let's see, any other questions I missed? Oracle's now that earnings reported, JR. All right, so let's look at Oracle. I will do this for you. Oracle. What a mess. Okay, all right. So Oracle, the time to buy it was either at 110.31 or on the pullback to the pivot at 113.40, but that was a risky long. Here's the issue with Oracle, okay? Remember that one time in Bandcamp where it accumulated for 3 months between June and September after their earnings report, and you had your biggest volume traded at 115.78? Yeah, I do as well. So you have a lot of trapped buyers here from this failed reaccumulation. You have your distribution up thrust here, your two-wave corrective lower, and then bulls coming in, mounting a campaign to take out these prior stuck buyers. So I don't foresee this doing anything too special for a while. Amgen long target. Amgen long target. I mean, if it clears 274.90, I'd be looking for 288. But this may take a while to. You built a nice tight right side here off the 21. Popped. It got swatted down today, but it held the low. So. Yeah, maybe TDD. I don't love the chart, but yeah, no, it could work as a bounce play. I'll just go Peacock. I'll just go back to the ES1 chart, which I already have marked up. I'm probably gonna have to fix it. I'll just go to the continuous contract. Nope. So I have all this already marked up. So we'll probably be going back to that one tomorrow. Hello, can you tell me your plan? How you plan your targets? I see sometimes you'll use pivot point or measured move. It would be very helpful if you could talk through your process. Thank you for the question, Scarlett. We have a 60-minute long talk on determining price levels. It's the link is in your portal and also on the T3 Live YouTube channel. The thing I mostly look for, okay, is and this is a little bit of technical analysis and a little bit of black magic, admittedly, but primarily here are the things I look for, okay? Again, and this is going to be a little repetitive, but bear with me. Market cycle, price cycle, technicals, volume profile / market profile, and along with that, it should probably be in the same line, but basically overhead supply and demand zones. So let me explain what that means, okay? So when we're in, say for example, remember that one time at Bandcamp when we bought the S&Ps at the end of October and we were like, okay, it's now or never. Remember this time right here where we bought the spiders right at the lows? Okay, so volume profile, demand zone, right? These two things determine our entries and our exits. So we bought the S&Ps here because the amount of traded volume in the market on the year to date and pivot low to date volume profile was so dramatic, and the sellers were most likely so exhausted going into a seasonally strong area of the year that we used market cycle, right? Where are we in the market cycle? Okay, we're going to go into quarter 4, into a Santa Claus rally. We're going to go into a seasonally strong period of November. Okay, so we use the market cycle. We use the price cycle, right? Saying, okay, we've got 3 legs lower. Okay, we've got RSI divergence here, right? We have a higher pivot low on the RSI as we're making lower lows, right? We have price action wise, most likely seller exhaustion, and then we use the volume profile and key demand zones in the market to determine the optimal level for an entry. Okay, so that's how, and look, a lot of people nailed the bottom in the market. A lot of other traders I know also started buying like crazy end of October. It's not like we're Nostradamus here, right? But just recognizing those levels is important. Just like we recognize this point of control here around 436.34 and the pivot high anchor to say, okay, we're getting off the bus here on the secondary target off this move lower. So those are the things I use to determine levels. I strongly encourage you to watch our talk. I think the link is in the user guide. If anybody has it handy, the determining price levels talk, and they can post it here, that would be super helpful. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Is Netflix going up? No idea. And MSFT going down? I don't have a crystal ball. It's funny, Derek. The most important, one of the most important skills a trader or speculator should develop is the idea or the notion, the concept that it's better to say I don't know, and I'll let the charts tell me what to do when there's no clarity in the market. So Microsoft, it's still in a bullish context on the long term, but it's in a weird kind of distribution like consolidation here. So you saw a beautifully strong leg here, and it looks to me like we're potentially in a two-wave corrective back down to this pivot here, and not coincidentally the daily 21, it's around 351. So the technicals tell me it's going lower. My intuition tells me the market's going to rip after Powell, and we're going to have a curling wedge reversal. So the answer is I don't know. You know, the thing is, like, I don't care about making predictions. I care about making money. So when it's time to buy or sell Microsoft, that's what I'm going to be doing. You know what I mean? Until then, I'm really not going to worry about it. Oh, thank you, Amber, so much. You see Netflix pulling back and looks like a flag pullback. To me, it would look like it go up tomorrow, but we will see. Let's see. Yeah. So to me, this looks like the market was like, okay, Netflix, nice doing business with you. Now get the hell out of here. I strong rejection off the after the gap fill at 464. That just tells me you have a bunch of sellers here, very eager to sell you a Taiwanese rug for $4,800 when they bought it on eBay for 80, right? So this, until you deal with these sellers here with a point of control around 479, which we have yet to even test, this is probably going to keep happening to Netflix. So does that mean we don't trade Netflix? Not necessarily. It means we use the market on open imbalances to catch the opening drive without any expectation that these balances, these retracements are actually going to take us higher. So that's what that means for me, okay? Do you think it was just... No, they've been selling tech for a couple of weeks, Tony. There's been selling pressure on mega cap tech for a couple of weeks. PN asks, Tesla? If you could be a little bit more specific. Otherwise, I can just read the Wikipedia entry, PN. I'm not sure what you want to know about Tesla. Are you long? Are you short? Is there a technical question in there? Let me know. Happy to expound more. That is very low volume. Daily NFLX since 90 days. Just no interest for now. Into OPEX long. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Look, I'm bullish Tesla. I think it cracks 250 in the next couple of weeks. Right now, we just couldn't get through that 240, 271 level. I front ran it today, hoping we'd get through it, hold, and then get through 243.81. It didn't happen. But we're still in a very bullish wedge here. Let me just get rid of all the Klingon so you can see clearly. So, I'm with you. I think it goes higher into Friday, but we'll have to wait and see. Low volume stocks can go up for a long time on no volume, right? It just means that there's not a lot of sellers there, edge guy. So, okay. So that's what I got. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Happy to address. We have a lot of new open house attendees. So if you guys have any question about today's trades or how we operate, please feel free to ask. That's right, going once. says, I'm sorry, Yeti, that stinks. Love TradeStation, but I can't find a way to do volume profiles or Anchor VWAP. Any thoughts? I still have a TradeStation account. I don't use them anymore. Ever since they went free commissions, their fills have not been to my liking. If you look in their app store, Andy, I don't know if they still have an app store. You might be able to find both things. Have you looked in there? One thing you might want to look at if you don't want to pay is Thinkorswim, I believe, has both. Oh, that stinks. That was half the reason people use the App Store. Yeah. Well, I'm glad it was informative, BLY. Did you have a good time? Yeah, so I don't have an answer for you on that. TradingView has that. Sierra Chart, ATAS, NinjaTrader, TradingView, Thinkorswim, all those are good. Yeah, today was a weird day. We didn't really trade Tesla a lot. All right, good deal, good deal. You got it, BLY. Glad you guys are having a good time. Anything else we want to talk about here? I'm looking into buying desktop trading computer. Any thoughts on particular components I should look for? Sure. So you definitely want a lot of RAM. I wouldn't buy a trading PC with under 64 gigs of RAM. And you want a video card that's going to display fonts and charts in as crisp a manner as possible. So I would make sure to do that. Your brain hurts. My brain hurts too. So I would definitely be looking at something with at least 64 gigs of RAM and a fast CPU. Most gaming setups absolutely work fine. I personally use a Dell gaming PC. I have a Chesapeake Systems and a Dell, and they both work great. Just make sure, it's nice to have reputable components. Like, the thing I like about Dell is they're fully responsible for all their hardware, so you don't get any of these weird RAM memory issues or Blue Death. What's it called? The blue screen of death type of scenarios. I wouldn't buy some BSOD. I wouldn't buy, like, I wouldn't go on eBay and buy a gaming setup from some rando. I would go, Alienware, Dell, Chesapeake Systems. They all make good stuff. Yeah, that's why it's nice to have a really good, like, NVIDIA video card. Yeah, Alienware is great. My travel laptop is an Alienware M18, and that thing is a rocket. I mean, the power supply weighs more than my head. The thing looks ridiculous. It looks like a lunchbox. I don't think I can get through security with that thing in a lot of airports because it looks like I'm carrying a suitcase full of plutonium. But it's a phenomenal laptop. Isn't it huge? Can I get the cheat sheet? Yeah, Brandon, just go to the moderator notes, and then in there, go to files. See, in the middle of your VTF, there's a files tab, and it's right there. I don't know that you need the. Here's my opinion. Okay, it depends on how much, like, floating point calculations you're doing. I think a powerful GPU and lots of RAM is more important than a really fast CPU. That's just my 2 cents, VR. Because I got two 49-inch monitors, the curved ones, and then two 36-inch monitors in portrait mode. So those require a beefy video card to push them. Yeah, they're very close in power. RAM, RAM is really important, and a strong video card really important. And just having I can't stress this enough, guys. Buy your PC equipment from a reputable company. You know, Asus, Dell, um, what's it called? Not IBM, Lenovo. They make good gaming PCs. I think Kelly runs a Lenovo. They're good. You know, just buy your stuff from. Yeah, battery backup is huge. Um, but buy your stuff from a company that's going to put components they've tested for interoperability that aren't going to cause memory issues. You know. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, battery backup super important. I totally agree. Awesome. Any other comments, thoughts, questions? Happy to address anything else here, guys. Is there a way to see what the unsmart money is doing when you have a long short setup to get the better entries? Um, well, you know, Deepak, today was just day one, but I think you'll see, and type 11, if you agree with me, for the room members, we typically break trades down, and I'll say, you know, here's what late money longs are thinking, here's what they're doing, here's what professionals are most likely doing, here's the battle that's being waged. We really break stuff down, you know, trade by trade. There was just not a lot going on in the market today, honestly. There were a few names that were moving, and they were just trending. So, monkey knife fights. Yeah, exactly. Um, awesome. Well, great Monday. Even though the market didn't do a whole heck of a lot, I think we were in the right names today. We will be back tomorrow between 8:45 and 9. We're probably gonna start closer to 9 since we have a CPI print at 8:30. Oh, actually, guys, I'm sorry. Tomorrow we may start even a little later than 9. I have I'm doing an interview in the morning, so we'll probably have a little bit of a later start. So maybe 9:10, 9:15. Okay. Um, Wall Street Journal. I don't know if I'm allowed to say here, Amber. T3's. Yeah, it's a Benzinga interview. Um, so we'll be live tomorrow doing an interview at 8:30, and then after that we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming, slightly different time, same back channel, and so maybe we start like 9:10ish tomorrow. Okay. Have a fantastic afternoon, everyone. Love you guys. We'll see you in the morning. By the way, this will be uploaded to your portal in the next few minutes, okay? Take care, everyone.